Hello parents, my name is Sarah Sewell. I am a kindergarten teacher and I am here to facilitate this Zoom today. So welcome and thank you for signing up. If you signed up, you know it's a class that is going to discuss what it means to have an inclusive classroom. We're going to talk about what a school community looks like and what people are in the school community and what supports are in place to help you get and your child to get the most out of their education. We're going to talk about what we do when we start to recognize that our student needs an extra support in place to ensure that they are getting the most out of their education. Okay, so we're going to talk about the word inclusive, okay? The word inclusive, when we think about the root word of that, the root word is include. We want to make sure that all students are included in this and that all of their needs are getting met in the classroom, regardless of learning ability, learning style, or learning need. So we know that we all learn differently. Some of us may learn by watching. Some of us may learn by hearing. Some of us may learn by doing. Some of us may learn by singing songs. There are so many different ways that we can learn. Some of us can only learn by actually physically doing it and moving and experiencing learning it in that way. So we have to keep in mind all of those things when we are thinking about our students. So have you ever heard of this saying that it takes a village to raise a child? Well, it takes a village of educators to ensure an all-inclusive classroom. So let's talk about what that village looks like, okay? So you have your classroom teacher, the teacher that leads most of the lesson plans. You have a special educator. A special educator is a person who works specifically with children with extra learning needs. We have a one-to-one facilitator, a one-to-one aide. What a one-to-one aide does is they work at a one-to-one level with a student who needs that for their learning. There are occupational therapists, which is a therapist that helps students, work with their hands and strengthen those fingers and that hand strength and the hand-eye coordination. You have your physical therapists who that work with movement and mobility. We have our music therapists, which also they are so needed. The music therapists help with cognitive, with talking and formulating words, and it helps teach students all different kinds of language and being able to move their body at the same time. That is just some of the extra supports that we can have to provide for the needs of your child. So let's say we're in a classroom and we're seeing Sammy, okay? Sammy is having a really hard time staying in one spot. Sammy is moving all over the classroom. They're not finishing their work, and we're recognizing that student, he is going to need an extra support to make sure that his needs, his educational needs, are being cared for. That even though he may need something different to learn, that he is being included. For example, maybe Sammy needs a one-to-one to take him for a quick walk break. Maybe they just need to go walk around the school really quick, come back, and then Sammy's ready to learn. We have to have those trial and errors in the classroom. We have to see what works and what doesn't work to make sure we know exactly what that student needs. Maybe we took that walk and we saw that that walk was not going to work for Sammy, that was too much for him. It aggravated him that he was out of the classroom. Maybe he just needed to push the wall for a minute. He needed to take a couple minutes just to move his muscles and then he was back. Or he just needed a one-to-one teacher to sit there with Sammy so that to help him remember what his next steps are. There are so many different options that are available to you, the parent. And that's why you're here. You're here to learn about what an inclusive classroom can look like. What supports can I get for my student? So we have to, if you see, forgive me, let me go back. What do we do if we recognize that our student is struggling in something? What can I do to help my child? Well, we first come and talk to us, okay? We want to hear from you. You are the #1 advocate for your student. Nobody knows your child better than you, the family member. Okay? Come and talk to us. We want to hear from you. Your teacher wants to know, what is it that works for them at home? What are their interests? Maybe they like dinosaurs. We need to get some books about dinosaurs. We want to talk about those things. Is your child struggling with staying focused at home? Are they completing tasks? If you ask them to put their toy in the toy box, are they able to